Sebastian Malik was just a regular 21-year-old student with barely any money to his name. Definitely not the kind of person you'd expect to see winning millions at one of the biggest poker tournaments. He had no fancy coach, no sponsorship deal, and no track record of success at high-stakes games. What he did have was a dream, a bit of courage, and exactly 27 euros. The entry fee for a small online satellite that would completely change his life. That small buy-in gave him a seat at the biggest stage in European poker. The European Poker Tour main event in Barcelona. The city itself is known for passion for the poker world. It's also where the EPT was born. It's a place where legends are made, and this time, it was about to witness a story that nobody saw coming. This particular main event was the biggest ever held, with a jaw-dropping 1,779 players showing up to find their shot at poker history. The prize pool swelled to a massive 8.6 million euros, and the pressure was sky high. By the final day, only 7 players remained at the table, each one dreaming of lifting the EPT trophy and walking away with the 1.1 million euros top prize. The room was filled with nerves, excitement, and the quiet sense that something special was about to happen. Among the finalists were faces both familiar and fresh. Eri Rechtenstein, a composed and calculating professional from Germany, came in as the chip leader and quickly asserted control. His journey had been consistent, crushing tables and staying near the top of the leaderboard for most of the tournament. Then there was Dutch student Thomas Day, whose performance leading into the final table had been marked by an incredible hero call that turned heads and proved he belonged on that stage. Sebastian Malik, meanwhile, couldn't hide his emotion. 21-year-old chess prodigy and statistics student from Poland. He had watched EPT streams for years. On a whim, he qualified online for just 27 euros. Now, he was seated at the final table, still astonished by how real everything felt. He wasn't a professional, didn't pay his bills with poker, but his love for the game was infectious. His reactions were raw, unscripted, and utterly human. When asked what it felt like to be there, he confessed he hadn't slept the night before. For him, just making the final table was a dream come true.
4 was the sickest day I had. I knew I was in such a great position to make the final table, and it was too much for me.
Play began cautiously, but the tension cracked when local player Hararan Dogra went all in with just 3 deuce offsuit. He hit a deuce on the flop, but ultimately lost when his opponent hit a straight. The local favorite finished in 7th place, earning 231,000 euros. His departure marked the start of an elimination domino effect that steadily thinned the table.
Dogra.
He's just called.
You should have a big blind calling range, but 3 high offsuit should probably not be a part of it.
Well, he's paired his deuce on the flop. He moves all in, and DeRoy calls.
The old stop and go. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was witnessing one of the classics.
Oh,
Good luck.
thank you.
Dogra is a 2-1 favorite to double up through the Dutchman. Turn card to king, so he just has to fade a 3, 4, or ace on the river to survive. Oh, it's a 4.
Hey, man. Sometimes bottom pair gets cracked.
Harsharan Dogra departs in 7th.
Andreas Hakus from Greece was next to go, falling victim to a cooler when his king-queen ran into ace-queen. He finished in 6th.
Andreas Halkidakis ran king-queen into ace-queen, and now we're down to 5.
A critical clash between Mallet and Reichenstein, holding ace-king. Mallet raised pre-flop only to be 3-bet by Reichenstein with pocket fours. Mallet called and the flop brought him top, king, queen, 6. Reichenstein continued betting aggressively. On the turn after a large bet, Mallet responded with an all-in check raise. Reichenstein, sensing the danger, quickly folded. With that move, Mallet soared into the chip lead and created his position as a serious contender. But the table situation was far from stable.
Taking us to the turn.
Time to make like a tree and give up.
8 of diamonds changes nothing. Mallet checks a second time. Oh, looks like a second barrel's coming.
I'm gonna go ahead and call this bet Suicide Squad because I'm not a fan and it's probably gonna lose money.
2.3 million.
He's not blocking any good hands and he's practically drawing dead against any hand that would call him.
All in.
Mallet's check raises all in.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Huh, no snap call. I guess I'm good then. I'm good. No snap call.
Kids watch too much TV. That's amazing.
What a sweat, you know? I guess you don't bet that big with value, Kent. What are you doing, man?
No, God, we got a reg over here. Somebody get the forum blockers turned on.
Zorlu, a Turkish amateur who kept asking how much during almost every hand, made a critical misstep. He got heavily involved in a hand against Reichenstein where he held top pair on a monotone diamond board, unaware that Reichenstein had flopped a flush. The turn brought a 10, and the river brought a blank, but Zorlu couldn't let go of the hand. When Reichenstein moved all in, Zorlu called instantly, and was eliminated in 5th place for 431,500 euros. That elimination gave Reichenstein back the chip lead.
You know, I think what you really mean is Reichenstein's monster.
He raises to 400,000.
How much?
Ace Jack for Zorlu. Oh, he's mixing it up.
I'll count it. This should probably be a 3-bet while out of position.
Well, that's a call.
Okay.
The flop is all diamonds. Reichenstein flops a flush. With top pair.
Is somebody trying to trap the predator in here? Because this is a gigantic cooler.
Reichenstein continues. Quickly calls.
Despite what we can see here, he should probably call down all the way.
Check.
He's checking in the dark. Well, that 10 on the turn has Zorlu drawing dead.
Reichenstein should probably keep betting to protect against another diamond. At best, it's an action killer. At worst, he could get outdrawn.
900,000 into 1.4 million. And once again, Zorlu snap calls.
Playing it right. And check this out. He's getting the river call ready without even asking how much.
3.2 million in the middle. Irrelevant 6 of hearts on the river.
All in.
And Reichenstein shoves on Now this is a huge overbet.
Call.
That's called.
Said call, right?
Didn't even think about it.
Should have asked how much.
You.
Is out.
Yeah. You play very well.
Meanwhile, Uri Reichenstein has reclaimed the chip lead.
By now, 4 players remained and each hand felt more significant than the last. The pace accelerated and the emotional stakes rose with every all-in. Mallet was still riding high. Adam Owen from the UK was playing cautiously, and Thomas Day, despite being one of the more analytical players at the table, made a huge mistake. In a wild hand, Mallet raised with Jack-8 of diamonds. Day 3-bet with Ace-6, and then called Mallet's check-raise bluff on a dry board. The turn brought a jack, giving Mallet top pair, and he confidently called Day's second barrel. By the river, Day gave up, and Mallet scooped another massive pot, leaving the Dutchman crippled.
Sebastian Mallet's in the big blind with Jack-8 of diamonds. That's a call. Heads up to the flop, which sees Duroy pair his 6. He's better than a 70% favorite here.
He knows we can still see him when he does that, right?
Oh. I think he's going to lead. 475,000.
Odd spot for a donk bet, but I can tell you one thing. This kid is loving it.
Well, Thomas was the pre-flop aggressor. And he will continue to play aggressively, raising to 1.2 million.
Well, looks like one good weird bet deserves another. Here we go.
What is he doing?
I wonder how many times this kid has dreamt about getting into an end-boss style raising war with absolute air. I bet a lot.
Mallet's has just 3-bet to 2.2 million.
I honestly don't even think it's really possible for him to sell a 5 with his action. I like calling, but there's a lot of bad turns for DeRoy.
Well, he's called, thrown in an additional million. This pot is getting ridiculously massive, and there's a jack on the turn, and Mallet suddenly becomes a 9-1 favorite.
Wow, worst turn card ever for DeRoy.
Oh no, Sebastian's checked the action to him, and Thomas bets 1.5 million. Sebastian makes the call.
Sick pot, sick spot.
No help for DeRoy on the river. Mallet has a lock on this. Action goes check, check.
It's like Mallet's is at poker player fantasy camp. He is living the dream.
Day's tournament life ended shortly after when he shoved all in with ace-7 and got called by Reichenstein's jack-3. A jack had the flop, and no help arrived on the turn or river. Day was out in fourth, taking home 535,000 euros.
This is a win-win for Reichenstein. Either he busts a player or he keeps in a super short stack.
Thomas DeRoy is at risk, but he's in pretty good shape. Three on the flop. Thomas needs an ace or a 7. Turn cards are queens, the 6 cards the Dutchman can hit on the river. That ain't one of them. He's out in fourth.
Good game. You played really good.
Good game.
DeRoy destroyed.
He collects 535k.
Great prize, boss.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, he's got to be pretty excited to get home to his goldfish.
Meanwhile, Reichenstein moved further into dominance with over half the chips in play. Next, it was Adam Oven's turn to take a stand. Down to just a few big blinds, he moved all in with Queen-Jack suited. Mallet called with Ace-8 suited. The flop in turn gave Oven hope, but the river brought a 6, sealing his fate. He exited in third, earning 646,250 euros and leaving Mallet and Reichenstein heads up for the title.
Come on.
There's the shove. Mallet's with the decision. What's he doing?
Well, it's definitely close, as evidenced by his fingers. He's like, I'm gonna buy a speedboat and a new car.
All in.
He reshoves.
I was calling if you folded.
Whoops.
Well, it's practically a flip.
Queen Jack. Queen Jack.
Owen, the player at risk.
He is live.
As-8 suited na dama waletov. As-8 suited na dama waletov suit.
Why does no one want to stay at the table? If you're gonna sweat, sweat with your pals.
The flop. The 7-6 deuce.
It's got to be the turn, man.
Flipów się nie boimy, no. Ja flipów nie przegrywam.
The turn card is an 8. Mallet's still ahead.
It's alright.
It's like Jack's coming.
Or is he on Roach's face?
They've seen the show. They want it always coming 7.
So Adam Owen will watch his opponent's reaction to the river. The Brit needs a queen or a jack to survive. It's a 6.
Yes!
Good game, man.
Good game.
Thank you.
Nice playing with you.
You played great.
Good game, man.
You played great. Good luck.
Adam Owen finishes third for 646,250 euros.
The stage was now set for one of the most memorable showdowns in EPT history. On one side, Sebastian Mallet, the emotional amateur, the fan-turned finalist, the guy sipping Jack Daniels to stay calm. On the other hand, Yuri Reichenstein, a stoic professional with a stack of live and online poker achievements. Their chip stacks weren't far apart, but their styles couldn't be more different. As the blinds increased, so did the pressure and so did the theatrics. The first few heads-up hands were cautious. Mallet had quads with pocket fours and extracted maximum value from Reichenstein, who couldn't possibly fold to the river show, though he eventually did. But then came a hand that swung momentum dramatically. Reichenstein raised with 10-8 and flopped a straight. Mallet had the second pair and the ace of hearts. On the river, Reichenstein moved all in, and after a long tank, Mallet made the call incorrectly. That single mistake put Reichenstein back in control.
He shoved. Decision time for Mallet.
Decision time for us.
You put me in the coffin here, huh? This could be it, but like, what the? I was told to play like ranges and stuff, but it's such a good card for you to shove on.
True, but I still don't think we can call.
And you were over betting for value before, but I want to call you so bad. It could be over, like, right now.
If he calls and he's right, he's won the Barcelona main event.
But you're still a bit capped, right? I mean, you don't shove jack for value, so you'd have to have exactly like king 10, queen jack. Jack 9, queen, Jack 9, we bet Jack 9 for value second time. Like king 10, queen jack, right? Or ace queen, king queen. So, so many. 10-8, right? Yeah, 10-8, king 10. If I lose, I still have fighting chance in this, so I should go for it, right?
I disagree for the record.
I should go for it. Okay, I call.
Is it over? No, Reichenstein shows 10-8 for a straight. He will double up and reclaim the chip lead from Mallet.
We had no blockers to value hands, and we had the ace of hearts, so no busted nut flush draws.
I shove the turn and I win the match.
Still, Mallet didn't give up. Fueled by resilience, emotion, and a bit more Jack Daniels, he doubled up with a flop bottom pair that turned into trips, getting full value after an overbet bluff call from Reichenstein. The dream was still alive. Sebastian Mallet had taken a hit. That massive incorrect river call with the second pair nearly cost him the title, but what makes champions is surviving them. And now, facing a 2-1 chip disadvantage against Yuri Reichenstein, Mallet knew it would take something special to mount a comeback, and he had it in him. The next few hands were a psychological tug of war. Mallet tried to play small pots, looking for spots to double up. Reichenstein kept leaning into pressure, trying to wear the younger player down with well-timed aggression. The clock ticked, the blinds rose, every move had weight. And then it happened. Mallet found the hand that could bring him back from the brink. He held king 7 offsuit, Reichenstein raised from the button with queen 8, and Mallet defended. The flop came king queen 7. Top and bottom pair for Mallet, top pair for Reichenstein, fireworks were inevitable. Mallet check-called the flop, Reichenstein holding top pair and looking to protect it, barreled strong on the turn, a9. Mallet again just called. The river, a meaningless deuce. Mallet checked one last time, knowing Reichenstein's likely to fire a third barrel, and fire he did. It was a sizable river bet. A move meant to scream strength. Mallet paused, nodded to himself, then pushed all in over the top. Reichenstein froze. He had just over 1 million chips behind. If he was wrong, it was over. If he was right, he had crippled Mallet and all but secured the title. The German tanked, minutes passed, the rail was silent, then fold. Mallet scooped the pot, leapt out of his chair, and screamed something into the rafters. It was a turnover so loud it echoed. Now, the chips stacks were nearly even. Reichenstein's once dominant lead had vanished, and for the first time all day, the German looked unsure. The energy had changed, Mallet felt it. The crowd felt it, and you could see it in the way he moved. Faster, looser, grinning between hands, bouncing in his seat. The amateur was living under pressure. Reichenstein was enduring it. And then came the final round, an all-time classic, burned into EPT history. Mallet had queen 10 of hearts. Reichenstein picked up ace 4 of diamonds. He raised pre-flop, Mallet called. The flop came 4 of hearts, jack of hearts, queen of diamonds. Mallet had top pair with a flush draw. Reichenstein had a bottom pair and a backdoor diamond draw. Mallet checked, Reichenstein bet, Mallet called. The turn was the 3 of clubs, no help to either. Again, Mallet checked. Reichenstein fired a second barrel, and again, Mallet called without hesitation. Then the river. King of hearts, Mallet made his flush, the best hand, but he didn't explode with joy. He sat, waited, baited. Reichenstein, holding just one pair, saw an opportunity. Maybe Mallet had queen jack, maybe he missed his draw. He shoved all in, every chip on the line for the title. Mallet didn't even flinch. He snap-called. And the pure chaos? Reichenstein turned over his hand, still unsure of the result. Mallet flipped over his queen 10 with the flush, and the table exploded. Camera zoomed. Commentators screamed. Reichenstein just sat back stunned.
All in to call.
I think I cover you, right? Yeah. So you call and it's over, baby. Like, you know, like Scott in Nguyen, yeah? Like,
true story.
It's so sick that you're telling the truth and my hand is insanely strong.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have any strong hands. How can you have a strong hand? Like you lead, like never strong hand, never strong hand. So just fold and I can go to the bathroom.
It's like I have a hand that's impossible to fold, and
Okay.
everything you say
Yeah.
just makes it slightly possible. I don't like.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I just want to go to pee. I really want to pee. So I'm just convinced, like, I don't know. I guess you could have like 9-10 or something, but I don't know.
What about 9-10? Is 9-10 good?
It's a straight, but like, I have queens in my range, jacks, sixes. You don't have those hands in your range, so
I don't think you have any of those hands. I think you might have a flush though.
it's your choice, man.
Wow.
It's so sick. Nobody ever talks like you without having the nuts. It's so sick.
Totally agree.
Where is Mallets going?
How are you doing, guys?
Hey, how are you, man?
How are you?
Are you good? Okay, or what? Are you going to win, no?
I'm going to win this. Like, I'm a winner. EPT champion over here.
Who's that guy?
Reichenstein calls, he loses it all.
You're so big, you are, man.
Yeah.
Did that guy just take a selfie with Mallets?
Is he a paid extra?
What is that, man? Jack Daniels?
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yes, please.
What is going on?
This is incredible. Poor Uri. Taking it well.
Reichenstein calls! And it's over!
I have no words, James. No words.
Sebastian Mallets has gone from poker fanboy to poker champion.
He had misread the moment, misread the man, and misread the history making before him. Mallet clutched his face, pacing in circles overcome by emotion. He couldn't believe it. No one could. A 27 euro satellite had become a 1.1 million euros payday. The biggest EPT main event in history had just been won by a 21-year-old Polish student. He pulled his hoodie over his head, wiped tears away, and let out a laugh, half shock, half joy, a $1 million grin. On the rail, his friends screamed and rushed the stage. Malik stood center table, almost forgetting to pose with the trophy, too lost in the moment. His celebration wasn't a professional nod or a polished smile, it was messy, loud, real. He pulled out his phone mid-interview, live-streaming the trophy moment to friends who couldn't be there. He quoted memes, he made jokes, he gushed about how surreal it all felt. Even the commentators couldn't hold back. What a final, they said. What a story. Yuri Reichenstein, heartbroken but dignified, collected his runner-up prize, 807,000 euros. A life-changing amount, no doubt, but money wasn't the story. Mallet was. The win didn't just make headlines for its prize pool or final hand theatrics. It reminded fans why they love the game. Poker doesn't work around bluffs and bet sizes, heartbeats that won't slow down, and few players in the history of the European Poker Tour have ever worn their heart on their sleeve quite like Sebastian Mallet did that day in Barcelona. The EPT had its most unforgettable winner yet.